If you want to see what ChatGPT did for your team, you can go straight to the comment section. I put all the timelines in there. But for everybody else who's excited like me, man, I've been working on this all week. Obviously, ChatGPT helped me put this thing together. Yes, but I didn't just tell Chat do a draft for me. I literally poured through the internet looking for like Dane Brugler's report, Peter Schrager's report, Todd McShay's report, ESPN, NFL.com, CBS.com, anybody and everybody who I have confidence in that are good draft experts. I put all their information into ChatGPT and I said, do your thing, make this as real as possible, and run me a 3-round mock draft. Super excited for that, man. Let's go through one by one and see what ChatGPT's got in store for us. Number one, Oakland Raiders. No surprise here, guys. They're going to go Fernando Mendoza. You don't really need ChatGPT for that one. All right. Number two, the Jets are on the board. Obviously, it's between Arvell Reese and David Bailey, but we're not going to waste any time. The Jets go Arvell Reese, edge, Ohio State. The Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. No, they're not. They trade this pick with the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. Jerry Jones is already early. He's in his bag, man. Dallas is going to trade away pick 12, pick 92, and next year's first-round pick to jump up from 12 to number 3. I'm just super excited, man. Dallas jumps up, and what does Dallas do? Dallas takes David Bailey. I'm probably a little too excited for this mock draft right now, so I apologize. Dallas takes David Bailey, edge out of Texas Tech. The dude is a monster. He's a beast. He's definitely what you need. From a Dallas Cowboys perspective, listen, we need edge. We need linebacker, cornerback, safety, almost every position except defensive tackle. But to get one of the best edge rushers, some would argue the best edge rusher coming out of the draft, I like it. I like the move. I know a lot of people are saying, don't do it. You need a lot of picks. You don't need one pick. If this happens on the night of the draft, probably a shock to a lot of people, a lot of excitement from others. So David Bailey, Dallas Cowboys. Next, the Tennessee Titans are on the clock. And let's see what the Tennessee Titans are going to do. Tennessee Titans select Jeremiah Love, running back out of Notre Dame. With Robert Saleh being there, I would not be surprised if Tennessee went defense. But to go with literally the best running back, the only round one running back that you're going to see this year, is never going to be a bad idea. Good job on the Tennessee Titans taking Jeremiah Love. We're back on the clock, and the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, are on the clock. What are these guys going to do? They can pick literally any Styles, Bane, Downs. There's so many people on the clock for them. They go with the best offensive tackle in the draft. Listen, I know it's not this super spicy, sexy pick or whatever, but I don't even like New York. I don't even like the New York Giants. And I'm going to tell you, going for a sound, safe, top offensive tackle in the draft, and for John Harbaugh, for it to be his first draft, I think this is a good pick, man. I know there's a lot of defensive players on the board that they could have gone with, but I think you start working on an offensive line. I think it's a smart move for the New York Giants, man. So they take Francis Mauigoa. Number 6, you have Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns are on the board. So many picks. They always go defense. They have a great defense, but that being said, they have a great defense. So let's see who they're going to pick. The Cleveland Browns select Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle, Georgia. Freeling going in the top 10 is a bit of a stretch for me, but if they were to do it again, it's the same idea. Like I said, for the Giants, it's never a bad idea when you're in the top 10 to go ahead and get you a 10-year starter on your offensive line. Monroe Freeling to the Cleveland Browns. I like it. Let's see who's next. The Washington Football, what are they now? Wizards or team? The Football Commanders. I don't know. Those dudes change their name all the time. I don't like them. Sonny Styles. This one hurts. It sucks a little bit. In a lot of mock drafts, Sonny Styles went to the Dallas Cowboys. But listen, you can't get them all, guys, right? Sonny Styles, best linebacker in the draft, goes to the Washington Commanders. What are the Saints going to do? Listen, man, look who's on the board. They can go Carnell Tate. They can go Ruben Bain, Caleb Downs. Mansour Delane, Jamad McCoy, so many great picks for the Saints to look at. But let's see who they go with. Reuben Bain Jr., another great, outstanding edge rusher. And the guy's a monster. He's been all over everybody's TV screens. When you're talking about the NFL draft, could be one of the best players selected this year. So shout out, Saints got a good one in Reuben Bain. Now, Kansas City is on the board. They could go wide receiver. They could go tight end. The tight end from Oregon looks like somebody that they could go with. The Chiefs select Mansour Delane, cornerback, the number 1 cornerback in this year's draft out of LSU. All these top 10 picks are coming out all right, man. Everybody's doing a really good job. Bengals are next on the clock. They definitely don't need a wide receiver. They could go cornerback, but they don't. I don't know. Let's see. What are they going to do? Cincinnati Bengals select Caleb Downs. This, some people had said, was not just the best safety in the draft, but the best all-around best player coming out of the draft this year. Probably an immediate Pro Bowl player. Cincinnati Bengals got him a real good one in Caleb Downs. All right. Let's move through this thing. We got the Miami Dolphins. Listen, the Dolphins, I think, need everything except linebacker and running back. They can get anybody. So, what are these guys going to do? They take the best rated player on the board and the best wide receiver this year in Cornell Tate, Ohio State. That's 3 Ohio State players in the top 11. Shout out to Ohio State. All right, let's see what the Cardinals, what do the Cardinals do with this pick? What are the Cardinals going to do? Spencer Fano. Some people have him as the second best offensive tackle. So I think it's smart for a team that's trying to rebuild like the Arizona Cardinals. All right, who's next? The LA Rams. Listen, a lot of people have already been talking about a wide receiver to these guys. So let's see who they go with. And they do. They get Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC. So far, so good with this Chat GPT thing, man. I like what's happening here. I'm like what I'm seeing. All right. Baltimore is next on the clock. Baltimore loves to go defense. They could go Jamad McCoy. There's a great wide receiver in Jordan Tyson. They can get the safety Dylan Thieneman. Let's see what Baltimore does. Baltimore selects Kenyon Sadiq, the best tight end coming out of college football this year. Great addition to Lamar Jackson. Already has a lot of weapons on offense, but he just got another one. That's an exciting pick for them. Good job. To the Baltimore Ravens. All right, the Bucks. The Bucks are on the clock. Buccaneers select Hakeem Mesidor, edge out of Miami. Miami had 2 great edge rushers last season, and 2 of them go in the top 15. Buccaneers get Hakeem Mesidor. All right, who is next? The Jets are on the clock. The Jets with the number 16 pick. The Jets really could go anywhere on their team, so nothing would surprise me. Ty Simpson, top 16. Ooh, that's early. That's rich for me, man. Ty Simpson, top 16. That is a stretch for a quarterback for me. Not the quarterback, but I don't think Ty Simpson is a first-round quarterback. Obviously, if you wait too long, somebody else could grab him, a Pittsburgh or the Cardinals. I guess you'd take him. Maybe they tried to trade back and couldn't. The Jets take Ty Simpson with the 16th pick. Bit rich for me, but they got a quarterback. The Detroit Lions are on the clock. Those guys always pick great players in the first round, man. For this one, let's see what the Detroit Lions do. Do they go defense? No, another offensive lineman off the board. I'm not going to pretend to pronounce that name. Offensive guard out of Penn State. Another great player, solid player, probably another 10-year starter. Smart move, as always. I always like what the Detroit Lions do in the draft. All right, 18. At 18, the Minnesota Vikings, everybody and their mama has been mocking Dylan Thieneman to them. So who do the Minnesota Vikings select? None other than Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. I like where this draft is going, man. It's kind of spot on. There's been 1 or 2 surprises. Cowboys moving up. Ty Simpson being selected by the Jets at 16. But other than that, this is good. I like this draft, man. All right. Let's see where the Carolina Panthers end up. Again, At 19, you still have Jermod McCoy on the board. I'm going to select him. He's slipping. The Carolina Panthers select TJ Parker, edge out of Clemson. A lot of edge players, a lot of these high value play positions are going early. TJ Parker out of Clemson. Great player. Some people had him mocked to the Cowboys. I was really hoping we didn't get him. I thought it was really early for us. But Panthers got a good defense. They made it better during free agency. And they continue to pour in with TJ Parker, edge out of Clemson. All right. The Dallas Cowboys are on the clock again. Remember, we did trade for the number 3 pick. We did not trade this year's first. We traded next year's first. So we have another pick. So let's see what happens here. The Cowboys trade again. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. We're willing and dealing. Jerry's in his bag today. Kansas City moves up to number 20. In doing so, they send picks 29 and pick 74, Kansas City Chiefs. Trading pick 20 for pick 29 and 74. The Cowboys wait, but now the Kansas City Chiefs are on the board, man. Who are they going to take? Who did they trade up for? The Chiefs. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver. Listen, maybe they really like that guy. It's a position that they know they need help with. Patty Mahomes gets him a good one in Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State. Lot of moves happening this year. Glad to see that the Cowboys being so active. Hope we see something like this in real life. Now we're looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers go. Who could they go with though? Jermon McCoy is still sliding. You got a good couple offensive tackles. Keldrick Falk is on the board. Nope. Pittsburgh Steelers go Caden Proctor, offensive tackle, Alabama. Offensive line it's taking over the entire first round. Pittsburgh adds to their offensive line. Good solid pick by them. The Chargers are up next. Chargers need guard, edge, defensive tackle, safety, cornerback. You can go a lot of different ways with this. Cassius Howe, edge out of Texas A&M. I mean, that's about where I would have him, I guess. I would have said maybe a late first, early second. But hey, man, if you're the Chargers, that's your guy, and it's a position you know you need. 22 is your pick, man. Go do something with it. And they did. They take Cassius Howe, edge out of Texas A&M. Good for them. All right. Stinking, dirty, ugly Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. These freaking losers. As much as I hate them, they usually have a good pick. All right, chat. Tell me what freaking Eagles are going to do. Something smart, I bet. They go defensive tackle, Peter Woods. I feel like they've got a good defensive tackle room, but I don't know. ChatGPT knows something I don't. They went ahead and add Peter Woods, defensive tackle out of Clemson. It's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that the Philadelphia Eagles need another defensive tackle. Browns are back on board again. Browns go with, what do they need? An offensive tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, guard, center. They need a damn near everything, but they go. There he is. The Browns go Jermod McCoy. Good deal. That's what I'm talking about. I was a big fan of Jermod McCoy. I knew he was going to slide a bit just because of the injury and him not playing last year. But I think Jermod McCoy is going to be a standout, immediate impact corner. Chicago Bears got them a damn good team, man. They need defensive tackle, edge, safety, center. They need a wide receiver. Which one of those positions are they going to go with? I like that one. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, safety out of Toledo. The third safety taken in the first round. Listen, I think McNeil-Warren, I think he's a good player. I think he's a great player, an immediate starter. I like what Chicago's done in general in that first year with Ben Johnson. I think this is a great pick for them. All right. Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. They got a new coach out there. What are these guys going to do? They're going to go offensive tackle? Are you going to go edge? No, that's a good pick, though. Listen, the Buffalo, we give them a hard time because it feels like every year in the first or second round, they're drafting wide receiver, and none of those guys have panned out. But Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver out of Indiana, outstanding year last year. I think he's going to have a good career, but I don't know. Like I said, the Buffalo Bills continue to fail when it comes to scouting wide receivers, first round wide receivers. I don't know if this will be any different, but it's no surprise that the Buffalo Bills take Omar Cooper Jr. Next, 27, the San Francisco 49ers. All right. Love their coach over in San Francisco. Hate the San Francisco 49ers. but love their coach. Let's see what these guys are going to do. CJ Allen, I think it's a great spot for him, linebacker out of Georgia. Second best linebacker in the drafts. Either way, he was going to be a late first round pick, early second round pick. Where you already got Fred Warner. They've got a great linebacker room over there. CJ Allen's going to fit right in. Great pick by the San Francisco 49ers going CJ Allen, linebacker out of Georgia. You got the Houston Texans are on the board. They need guard. They need defensive tackle. They need a center. Keldrick Falk, edge out of Auburn. Another guy that they had mocked a bunch of times to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a big fan of Keldrick Falk. Didn't hear enough good things from scouts about that guy. I like Houston. I like their defense. I like their scouting team. If they went with Keldrick Falk, I would say that's a great pick for them. Now, the Dallas Cowboys are back on the clock. What did we trade back for? Who is on here? All right. So y'all know the deal. We need, geez, guys, we need linebackers. We need corner. We need an edge rusher. We a lot of help on defense. Let's see who we go with. The Dallas Cowboys with the 29th pick. Go Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee. Big fan of Colton Hood. Matter of fact, if you go back to my first mock draft that I did this year, I had us taking Colton Hood with the 20th pick. So for us to get him at 29, for him to still be there, great pick, great value. Love the pick. Colton Hood, cornerback out of Tennessee. We'll take all the help we can get. I love this pick for the Dallas Cowboys. I love all the wheeling and dealing. And for us to get David Bailey and Colton Hood in this draft, woo, man, that would be nice. That would be nice for a combo like that to happen. All right, 3 more picks, guys. Miami is back on the clock. What is Miami going to do? Miami goes, we got another cornerback off the board. Avion Terrell, cornerback out of Clemson. I personally would have been okay with either one of those. I was a little higher on Colton Hood, but I think Terrell would have been great for us. So I know he's going to be great for Miami as well. Okay. All right. The Patriots with the 31st pick select Diana Rossini. No. Crack myself up, man. All right, chat. Who did the Patriots really get out of this one? Caleb Lomu. Okay, offensive tackle. That's actually a really good pick. Really solid pick. Was the last remaining highest rated offensive tackle in the draft. Patriots get him with the 31st pick. Good pick for them. The Super Bowl championship Seahawks are on the clock. Who and what do? They need an edge, they need a running back, they need a guard, they need a center, they need everything. Really, they don't need everything. They just won the damn Super Bowl. Let's see who these guys are going to go with. Or Mason Thomas, edge out of Oklahoma. One of the most talked about, I'm not going to say highest rated because he's not the highest rated, but a lot of people really like this guy, man. For him to go into a defensive unit like what Seattle has, again, I think it's a great team that drafts well, that's going to get a player, and the player is going to a great team that's going to help build him up in his career. Love the pick. All right, that's the first round. I'm not going to do the entire 3 rounds. I will go ahead and put them up so we can take a look at that. First round, second round, third round. Let's see some of the highlights. D'Angelo Pons, probably the shortest cornerback, but one of the best remaining cornerbacks, goes right off the board at 33. Who else? Malachi Lawrence to the Browns, great player for them. Denzel Boston, wide receiver. Kansas City double dips at wide receiver. Look at that. Okay. I like Baltimore getting A.J. Halsey. That's a safety I really like. Good pick for them. Who else do I like? Zion Young going to the Detroit Lions. I like that pairing. Great defensive team, great defensive player. I hate these two because I need linebacker. The Bears get Jacob Rodriguez at 60, and right behind them at pick 61, the Rams get Anthony Hill Jr. I would have killed to have either one of those linebackers on my team, but they go late in the second round. Dun, 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 dun. That stinks. I'll jump straight to the Dallas Cowboys. See, I told you we needed a linebacker. Josiah Trotter, linebacker out of Missouri. Not going to be that splash, immediate starting linebacker, but it definitely helps your short staff linebacker room. You need as much help as you can get in there. I think that's a great addition for us. I love the pick at 74, Josiah Trotter, linebacker out of Missouri. That is our 3-round mock draft with the help of ChatGPT. Super excited for this. The draft is only a few weeks away. If you agree, don't agree. If you hated my picks, you like my picks, you think it was stupid, you think I'm stupid, drop some comments down below. Let's have some real conversations about your team and who they picked. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys as always. And we'll be back in a few weeks after the NFL draft. Peace. Good stuff. Love it. Thank you guys.